recording 2 videos in one just because I was gonna talk about something else, but
Blue definitely did not wear the same sweater 2 days in a row.
I mean, I wouldn't even be ashamed about that, honestly. Like, who cares? Who's gonna see me that cares enough to be like, oh, you wore the same sweater twice?
God. Your mother.
Doesn't care. Oh, my squeaky voice came back. Jesus Christ. I've been a little bit under the weather, so like sometimes I lost my voice, but then it came back, but sometimes it'll like squeak. Regardless, I was going to talk about a different topic, but I saw this drama going down on Twitter. Mind you, I'm not followed by it. I'm not following any of these people. I have a Twitter, by the way. Follow me on Twitter. That's the wrong Twitter.
Cute.
That's still the wrong Twitter. The correct Twitter is at Slow Reader with 2 R's at the end because someone took the one with 1 R. Follow me on Twitter. Let's get into this tea that I saw. So, I will tell you that I read the article that is being discussed currently. Take everything with a grain of salt because I'm not sure if I know all the information. I'm pretty sure I know most of the information. But I'm going to try to go over the drama from beginning to end. So, what Northern State University put out an article. God. And in this article, it was discussing the book nominations for something or other. I don't know what it's called. It's basically these books were nominated for whether or not they would be requirements to read in college university. Northern State University, I believe it was, put out an article about their students' like reactions and opinions and stuff about it. Look, I don't remember. I'll be completely honest with you. Basically, one of the authors that were nominated was Sarah Dessen, I believe it's how you pronounce her last name, Sarah Dessen. She is, honestly, I think she's like a book plant, if I'm being honest. Like she has so many books that she's pumped out. She pumps out books. She's been in the industry for, I think, 2 decades now. But she's renowned. She has her awards. She's decorated author. And one of her books, I don't know which one, was nominated. One of the girls that was interviewed, a young lady was interviewed, I believe, in the article about her thoughts. And she was saying that she does not believe that Sarah Dessen's book should be nominated, in her opinion. And she was going to try to get the book off the list. Mind you, she's a part of like this committee that you know does the voting process on that, which honestly I didn't see anything wrong with this when I read it, because I'm like, well, if we're being completely transparent here, that was her duty to do. Like, it was her place to, like, it's because she's a part of this committee, she's going to vote for books that she likes and books that she doesn't like. Mind you, books are a matter of opinion. So really, everybody's opinion on the book is different. Regardless, Sarah Dessen saw this and tweeted about it and was so offended that her book was not, that I guess her book was trying, that someone was trying to take her book off of this required reading list, you could say. And there were so many people under the thread just praising her and saying how disgusting this behavior is and blah, 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 blah. Then people figured out who the girl was and started harassing her on Twitter. Then, after that, the school apologized to Sarah Dessen on, like, her behalf. And based off of all of that, this is where we're at now. The backlash seemed mostly to come from a place of people being upset because they feel as though, because Sarah Dessen is a primarily renowned for being a YA author. That is her thing. She writes YA. That's her genre. I don't know if she's ever written anything outside of her that genre, but that's what she's famous for, is YA. A lot of people were upset because the argument that it seems that a lot of people were making based on this drama here is that YA is not respected, and it deserves to be something that is read in a higher level education, just because saying it deserves a spot, and that people are ridiculous, and people were getting backlash because there's this stigma that things that young teenage girls like aren't respected, and YA is a genre that traditionally is not respected next to romance. I should also mention that Sarah Dessen typically, I believe, don't quote me on this, writes YA romance. So it's this whole concept that YA is not respected, and teenage girls' stories are important because this matters to them and stuff like that. While I agree, I have a couple of thoughts on this entire situation. All right. The first being, Sarah Dessen, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, and I might get attacked for this, but in my opinion, is not a good writer. Don't look at me like that. Even you gave me the look.
I don't know who that is, so I'm just shocked that you said it.
I read her books in high school, and I did not enjoy them. Mind you, I only read like one or two. I had another friend who read quite a few of her books and did not enjoy them, mostly because she said that like all of her books are the same, more or less. I can't confirm or deny. The book that I read in question, I forgot, I think it was called Just Listen by her. And I didn't enjoy it just because, to me, it was a knockoff of Speak, which is oh my god, I love that book. Speak is such a great book. Please read it. Please read it. But to me, Just Listen was just a knockoff of Speak, and it wasn't done as well as Speak, so I was kind of like, not my cup of tea. I'm not saying it was a bad book. I'm not saying it was poorly written. I'm just saying it wasn't for me. I saw flaws in it that other people might disagree with. But that being said, the conversation of whether or not YA should be respected as a genre, which in my opinion, I think it should. I think YA can be done in a way that is thought-provoking and is done just as well as other novels. But there is an inherent flaw in what was going on at this point of time, in that point of time in the community, which was harassment and bullying. We were essentially this poor girl that no one knew personally got flooded with harassment just because she said she didn't like a book. And there's always been this issue in BookTube. I haven't been on BookTube that long, but I know that this is a reoccurring issue in the BookTube community of like harassing people just because they said that they don't like a book, or because they gave a book a bad review. And I'm like, listen, I get it. BookTube is this community that's positive and welcoming and oh great, everything is awesome type of thing. But whenever there's drama, whenever someone says anything kind of negative, whenever someone says their honest goddamn opinion about something, it's the end of the world. And I'm like, look, y'all gotta, more people need to accept the fact that people's opinions are different. Not everyone is going to like the same thing that you like. And that's okay. Like, it's all right. It's not that big of a deal. The fact that people, and most of them were grown, by the way, not all of them were teenage girls, but most of them were grown men and women in this, harassing this girl, going in on all sorts of things. And it's one thing to say that, yeah, I understand like the YA argument, right? I understand everything to do with that. But it's another thing when this discussion turns into like a whole thing of like, how dare you speak badly about my favorite author? Like, come on now. We all need to be way more mature than that. And then on top of that, there were other people that I saw in a different tweet that was like, Sarah Dessen is basically like this rich, she's a billionaire, by the way. This rich white woman that's on Twitter crying because boo-hoo, someone didn't like my book. God, what was I talking about? Harassment and bullying.
Yeah, harassment. To be honest, can I cut in for a second?
Go ahead.
To be honest, what I've been noticing in any kind of community is that if you're trying to keep things positive, a lot of people think that just you having a negative opinion on something, like say for instance, back in the day, I didn't like the color pink. Mm-hmm. So if I didn't like the color pink, then people who did like the color pink will come and like say, you don't like the color pink? How dare you not like the color pink? I don't like the color pink. I just prefer other colors.
I think it's just a matter of dictating, like at this point, dictating other people.
You can't all be, I think everyone wants to be a hive mind.
Not everything is sunshine and lollipops and rainbows, right? Like some people just have negative experiences with books. Some people have negative reviews and negative impressions of a book. Negativity is not always bad, is my point here. It's one thing to like, yeah, it seems as though and I get it, like, obviously, too much negativity, too much of anything is a bad thing. But if you're trying to have the whole, posy vibes only type of thing, then that's just as toxic as negative energy. Because you're not allowing yourself to feel negative emotions, and you're holding yourself back, and regardless, this girl, this poor girl, went through all of this crap because she had an opinion about an author. Who, mind you, is doing just fine. She's still a billionaire. She still has plenty of more money, and she just put out another book, by the way. Come on, y'all. Like, really? Are you serious? I think that, and granted, I don't know how blown out of proportion this whole situation really is. I don't know if other booktubers are making videos about this, but from what I heard in other articles, there was like publishing companies getting involved and shaming the school, the university, and shaming the girl. And I'm like, no, I know there have been other issues where like that's another thing. Y'all authors need to get under control with your fucking emotions. And I get it, as someone who writes, haven't been published, but as someone who writes, it hurts when someone gives you when someone is so negative about something that you put so much time and effort into making. I get it, but at the same time, get in control of your fucking feelings, because this don't let this shit happen again. This was a big no-no. Oh no. Oh no. Just because a girl was like, I don't want your book read in an academic, like, I get it, but like, you know damn well whether or not your content deserves to be like read in a classroom. Come on now. And I'm not trying to speculate whether or not her book should be in an academic, read in a classroom or whatever, or be required reading or whatever it is. But at the same time, to whine and bitch and moan when you are obviously a person who is very privileged, and to harass this girl just for stating her opinion about something, get the fuck out of here. There was already stories about authors who would go on to Goodreads and harass negative, like, reviewers. Stop it. Stop it.
But they hurt my feelings.
And you dare call yourself an author.
But they hurt my feelings.
I don't give a fuck. You should know better.
That's not how you critique people.
Someone who's been published by big publishing companies on top of that, and you're whining because your fucking feelings are hurt. Let me calm down. Because I get real passionate about shit that doesn't matter. Let me calm down.
They hurt my feelings.
At the end of the day, you are a professional. and you know whether or not you knew, because that's an excuse that people like to use too, whether or not you knew about whether people were going to find this girl and harass this girl, because I heard that she was like, oh, I didn't know people would find her. You know your platform. You know that you have thousands upon millions of fans, and you know your words have power. Be more fucking careful next time.
Oh,
because y'all hoes out here that can't align your actions, your words with your actions, or your intentions with your actions is tiring. Whether or not you're a YouTuber, whether or not you're an author, whether or not you're a Twitch streamer, whether or not you're a Viner, whether or not you're an Instagram person, whatever it is.
What are you, a millennial?
Y'all got to get it together. Because this, absolutely not. I can't believe you have a platform and did something like... I think I've said all that I have to say about this situation. If I think of anything else, it'll just have to be left alone. Thank you for watching this video. That's all for now, folks.
1, 2, 3, funk it. My darling, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
No, I did not.
You also getting demonetized, bitch. You said the F word.
Girls never monetized in the first place. It doesn't matter.
Not yet.
Okay, and? Because I fully intend to make videos private. Because YouTube, I heard through the grapevine that YouTube will like make a video ineligible for monetization or demonetize a YouTuber's videos, but then ads will still play on it so the money goes to them. And I was like, oh no. Oh no, no one's making money off of my content but me. Thank you very much.